Welcome back to Rate My Chase. Before we get into the chase, let's get into a Twins segment brought to you by Big Pun and Fat Joe. And we got the Twins here, but we're finally gonna have a Rate My Chase featuring the most overrated player in CNR history, Babul! Babul, who's gonna be in it with Sales, his best friend, the only person who could tolerate this fag. But before we go on, let's get into a bit of a Babul compilation from the Snitty CNR radio.
Babul,
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 Babul, Babul,
Babul, Babul, Babul,
Babul, Babul, Babul, Babul,
Babul. So fucking stupid.
He was already. Anyway, this chase was not intended. I got a PM from Sales at the time while I was AFK. Saw it. They were both warned, and I was like, hey, let's just make a Rate My Chase featuring Babul, the most overrated player in CNR history, and Sales, the most dim-witted player in CNR history. Let's get to the chase. Alright, time for a chase. First time we've seen Babul and Sales since early Season 1 during the Born for Burning and Sales chase. We got an extra thing for you. In this one, Sales is CPU temp, since we all know in 2017 he bought an i7 powerhouse that has no cooling system, just like his brain. As Babul and Sales here going around the northeast end of Las Venturas with that BF400, they'll go through the fence and go southbound. We see Neophyte, Edwidier, and Miami as we go around here. Miami taking shots at both Warrens here. We try to change the font size here. Both rolling around for a bit. We see Weezo trying to get into a Rate My Chase again as we pass the entrance to the LVP. But Babul and Sales quickly go past it. A lot of action going on right there as we go to the old Venturas strip and disengage from everything. Now, going back northbound where we just started this chase here, this time Babul will go to an alternate area here and go on the train tracks, now going southbound. James Ohan going past Weezo, trying to get around as well as we go through the tunnel here under the train tracks. Sales looking back here. Babul and Sales right now, moderate vehicle health. Babul will get out and he will fix the bike. James Ohan on pursuit, but Sales taking a bunch of consistent shots into the Ranger of James Ohan, trying to swerve as Neophyte and Fred Zeppelin drop down to the area, but Neophyte overextended and Babul can get through. James Ohan getting stuck up by the traffic right there. Starkiller MX, Ajin, and Alexis Chacon making a quick cameo here, but in a Patriot they can't do very much. Bit later here, Babul going to fix the BF400. Oh wait, he already did. As we get some vehicle armor, though Sales did not buy vehicle armor. I guess since you are the most overrated player in Las Venturas history, you don't need vehicle armor. Everything comes up, overextended though, and he stops right in front of the building as Babul and Sales go by. Passing by, Desktop is attacking someone outside of the Las Venturas City Hall. So you see Big Russian Boss being useless. Now going westbound back onto the strip. And now, oh no, we fall off our bike as Gweens. We see Gweens, who is the neighborhood hippie. Oh, later, man. Anyway, back on the strip now. Weezo's now turned warrant, and he wants to attack Woodier and Miami. Everything comes up, jumps out. He's going to try to take some shots at Babul and Sales here. Babul now down to about half health. At Whittier's car is on fire. He backs up, but he took a really long time to pop off that insta-fix. And the Vorag gauge goes up and they disengage And now Shivansh wins Lotto, and there's an explicit message on screen. Please use vacuum to remove sand from your vaginas or something. Very explicit by the admin who just did that. As now the bore gauge will be ready to decrease, going through the garden here in Oak Escalante, going toward the PD again. Going past the PD, Babel and Sales now goes southbound. We pass by Best Driver, who goes into the curb. Easiest left turn ever. You can't call yourself Best Driver if you can't take a simple left turn. Plus, Best Driver's a cheater. He's a cheater. Babel and Sales going through alleys here near the Emerald Isle as we get knocked off our bike again, this time by everything. And the other cops trying to get closer to him here. Here's Best Driver going northbound here. A guy's falling off the bike. Oh, that's Weezo. Weezo fell off his bike. We thought that was Babel and Sales. Babel and Sales are the other warrant icon on the map. Closer to the other side of the road here. As we try to get close, we will. Best Driver calling for backup. There's Chuppy in a bullet. As we spin out again. Babel and Sales now going eastbound as we hit another building. A lot of cops on the street here. Best Driver, Chuppy, everything gets out of the car to take some shots. And Best Driver gets spun out by Neophyte, or vice versa, one of those two. And now Best Driver goes into left of Shakhan. And there's a shootout on the street. Weezo gets knocked off by Chuppy and gets the arrest. And Babel and Sales can use that to disengage. And now Chuppy comes up. And Babel and Sales takes some shots. Best Driver knocks into him. Star Killer MX taking shots at Babel and Sales. Lexus Shakhan comes in and runs over Star Killer MX. And Babel and Sales escape. And Best Driver hits the wall like a consummate Borat. And 10 seconds left on the bar gauge. The CPU temp for Sales going up, but Babel must have a meter as well to know when to disengage. Everything comes out of the car, but he's got no space to take shots. And Babel and Sales again have found an area of relief now as you go back on the strip, going northbound. Babel recovering health with those drugs. Neophyte comes back in, and oh, we get knocked over again by Fred Zeppelin, and our Star Kill MX hits us as we try to get back on the bike. What a fight. Lost Venturas players can't drive worth snip. But we got to get back to this chase really quickly here. Filbert Schwappo on the strip, exploding vehicles, Kanad. And now we got to go northbound, and Sales and Babel both are arrested by Chuppy as Sales and CPU temp goes way up. What a double arrest by Chuppy. And now it's time to rate that chase, of course. Chase brought on there by Babel and Sales. Las Venturas royalty, give him a B- on that one. Grades here, Neophytes will get a C at Whittier in Miami. Both a cop team, but couldn't really do much of a dent on Babel and Sales. A C- for them. Star Killer MX, C-. Everything had the B- helped out with it. Whittier, but they were beyond helping rather. Best Driver gets an F. And Chuppy, with the double arrest, gets a B+. And now it's time for the Stugats of the chase, and the Stugats of the chase goes to every fag that knocked me off my bike. No, I'm just joking, but the Stugats of the chase really goes to Best Driver. Best Driver, his name is Best Driver, but all he is a suck driver, and he's a cheater. Here in this first clip, he takes a routine left turn, and he can't even do that correctly. Second clip here, he, under further review, was lag pitted by Neophyte, but since Best Driver is a cheater, we can put the blame on him. And in this one, I just don't understand what Best Driver was doing. Of course, he was knocked into by Chuppy, but he has the right to, because Best Driver fucking sucks as a cop. And here's the thing. You see this pile of cops over here. What is Best Driver doing? He's sitting off to the right. He could have gotten out of his car and taking shots at the warrants who were stalled in the garden. Instead, he just circles around in his slam van, and then soon later on he goes up, he hits the wall, and there you go. That is the epitome of Stugatz by Best Driver. And now that'll do it for Babel and Sales. Next up is the culmination of all these Las Venturas fags: Babel, Sales, Weezo, and Rule in Las Venturas. See the chase grade rankings there, just under Weezo for now. That'll do it. See you next chase. Nice chase.